God. Wait. All right. Oh my God, time is coming. I think that you all remember my last TED Talks. I talk about the dog, Rozaliia. So I'm pretty sure that you really hope to hear again the story, right, about Xebia, about Rozaliia. But I'm going to tell you another story today. I will tell you about beauty of moving and living abroad. So when I was 12 years old, my parents gave me a bike, my first bike in my life. It was a magical moment. I couldn't ride it at all, but I really wanted to learn. So every summer, me and my friend Anna spent hours on our school stadium. It's my school stadium. And we rode our bikes there, back and path, and we could do like 20 laps around the stadium just like within a couple of minutes. It was very simple, was very repetitive, but was always so fun. I wasn't allowed to ride a bike anywhere else because in Russia we didn't have the bike pass, and because of the temperature it was a little bit cold for biking. So at that time, I really didn't know that you can ride a bike everywhere, in the streets, in the cities, between countries. I couldn't imagine that you can ride a bike when it's windy, or when it's raining, or when it's snowy, or when it's rainy and snowy and windy all the same time, like Dutch weather, right? I didn't know that. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine that you can ride a bike and to put someone else, a person in front of your bike, or even two, or you can actually put a furniture. I didn't know that until I moved to the Netherlands. So in 2019, I became very interested in Dutch culture. And you will ask me why. Well, I had a very intellectual reason. I was a fan of Eurovision, the singing competition. So on the stage, I saw a Dutch man. Very tall, like a tree. Very blondie. With very beautiful blue eyes, sorry. And I thought, oh my God, if all Dutch men look like him, I have to go there. Unfortunately, I didn't know that all these handsome guys always send you tickets. You had it right. So a year later, I bought a one-way ticket and I moved to the Netherlands. In the middle of COVID. It was a very interesting time, right? You all remember that. The streets were empty, the planes were empty. Amsterdam was super empty. It was like a ghost city. And I asked myself, oh my God, what am I going to do here? Like, why did I move to the Netherlands? Everything was empty. And to be honest, I also felt a bit empty inside of myself. So the first year in the Netherlands I spent in a very beautiful and well-known place, city or village. It's called Lunteren. Can you please raise up your hands who knows where Lunteren is? Oh, wow, okay. I didn't know where is it. And imagine I moved from Moscow, this, to this, in the COVID. Yeah, that was very funny. So now I want to give you a small exercise, just like to help you to feel which feelings I had when I just moved to the Netherlands. So think about right now about your home. It could be your house or your parents' house. It could be Xebia office. Think about yourself and what do you like about your family, your kids. Think about your hobbies. What do you like to do in your free time? So many things, right? Think about language and your culture code. And now imagine that tomorrow you wake up and it's not exist anymore. There is nothing, absolutely nothing. Imagine that you go to a totally new place where you are alone. And no one knows about you, no one knows about your story, about your personality. You're totally alone, and there is nothing. So I felt that. And actually, it is where real immigration begins. Not with a suitcase or with a plane ticket, but with a very strong feeling of losing and missing your home. For me, moving abroad was kind of like a simulation game, like Sims. So you have your character, and you need to do some stuff to go to another level. And it was very exciting. I was happy. I felt myself as a Barbie in the new world. Everything was so bright. Of course, I saw everything through my pink glasses, yes. I got a nice job in the Netherlands. I had a very beautiful apartment. I got my dog, Rozaliia. I even opened my own business, and I traveled a lot. That was my dream. And of course, I also wanted to integrate it to the Dutch culture. So I downloaded Tiki, Duolingo. I even bought 100 packs of paracetamol, because you can't survive without it here, right? I learned some Dutch words just like to complain about the weather. Like, wat een klote weer vandaag, jongens. Jezus. So I really wanted to be the part of the country. Of course, I also wanted to find friends. And when you're a kid, it's so easy, just like, to give a toy or to a candy to someone, and then you immediately became besties. But when you are in the middle of your 30s, it's not so easy and it doesn't work. I tried. So I really wanted to be the part of the community and to find a social circle and to be the part of society. But unfortunately, society didn't accept me. Why? Because I was different. I was a stranger. I even didn't speak the same language. So I did a very smart thing, really smart. I made a tattoo, the map of the Netherlands on my leg, not only to be able to find a home when I'm drunk, but it really helps, but also to manifest to myself that I'm here, I exist here, and I belong here. Once I traveled somewhere in Europe, and a stranger asked me where I'm from. And that was the first time when I didn't know what to answer. It's a very simple question, right? Because we usually answer like the name of the city, country, or nationality. But I didn't know where I was from. Am I from Russia? Or from the Netherlands? Or where I am? In immigration, people lose your identity. They don't know who they are anymore. So they ask questions every day, every single day, just like to explore themselves again and again. And they realize that some, like the things which they liked before, are not very attractive for them. So I realized that I really love bitterballen. Oh my God. I really like to put everything to my agenda, so I'm fully booked until 2028. I really like to add words lekker to everything. Once I had a situation when I was in Albrecht and I holding 2 cheeses and I couldn't choose between them. Obviously not because of the cheese, they're all the same, but because I didn't know what do I like. I didn't know who I am. And this is one of the biggest questions for each expert. who am I? Am I a Russian girl who always knew her goals, dreams, boundaries, wishes? Or I'm a new Rozaliia which didn't exist yet? I had another story which completely changed my opinion about immigration process. Once I back home after a very long working day to my empty apartment, I sat on the floor in the middle of the living room, and I just started to cry. Nothing happened bad with me. I didn't want to complain about the weather, no. For the first time, I just realized that there is no one else and next to me who can just knock the door, open the door, come to the room and ask, hey, how are you? Loneliness was very tough. And this situation gave me a powerful insight. I had to be that person who will knock the door, who will open my door, and who will ask myself, hey, I am okay. When people move abroad, they have a beautiful picture in their heads. It's a wonderful experience, unique experience. It's bright, beautiful, amazing. People go abroad to get a new life, a better job, more money, safer life. But they don't think about that it's also very challenging and terrible experience, because it destroys you. It destroys your personality, it destroys your identity, it destroys your life, and you have to build the life from the scratch. It also destroys your relationship between your families, your country. You don't know where you are anymore. And if you will ask me, would I repeat it again? No, never, because that was tough. Living 5 years in the Netherlands taught me that home, it's not a place, it's a feeling inside of you. That if you don't have it, you can build it and you grow it by yourself. I came here to find a new life, new experience, a Dutch blondie guy from Eurovision. But I ended up with something more. I found myself and the new version of myself. The version who is stronger and who is braver. And of course, now I can ride a bike everywhere I want. And I couldn't finish my presentation and my story or slides without showing this, because he's too adorable. Thank you.